What up YouTube? In this video, my good friend and I, SkeezerMui, talk about the pros and cons of Beerus and why people choose not to play him. We share some tech as well. There's a lot of really good info in this video, so I don't want to cut that much out. Enjoy.
Alrighty, time to get into some deals.
Are you the best Beerus? You gotta be, right?
I would like to think so. I would say I placed the highest.
Yeah.
Like at the last few majors where all the Beerus players attended.
So, I'm gonna start off by asking you this. Do you think Beerus is underrated at all, or people are pretty accurate? He's just garbage.
I would say he's like super underrated. Like,
Really?
Just to start out. Like, yeah, I think he has some of the best like mind games, like in the game so far, like around orbs. So most kind of like stray away from using him just due to like super dash ruining the orbs. Want to look for like DP, which is like an invincible move, and then you want to look for just like 2H, you know, to like bait them. If you have orbs in the air, like this is where people usually choose to super dash. Now the DP wasn't invincible frame 1 for like the first 4 patches.
Yeah.
And now it's invincible frame 1. So it's easy to react when throwing orbs in the air with a DP. So that
that's
just
a good
makes it
point.
more scary. Yep.
See,
Yeah,
before
that's really
Beerus came out, I was like super excited to play this man. I thought I thought this was gonna be awesome. I thought like this was gonna be like a super good zoner, and he was gonna have like ultimate just like stage control.
Keep away. Yeah. Now
And then
most people want,
and then this move happened, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
Beerus is garbage.
people assume these should have beam property, but if you just think about it, how would you ever touch me if I'm right
Yeah.
here? And you wouldn't have any way. With me being able to hit these too, like you would never be able to touch me. That's why I never agree with these having beam property. Once I
Yeah.
like kind of discovered him. But a few cool things they buffed to him that kind of made him better was being able to hit an orb and cancel the block stun into a different orb or a different like special move. So I can
Oh really? Oh, that makes
so this
sense.
actually helps with them. And then these have more block stun, so if you block that, the super dash jails.
Will that work if the kick too? Or is that
Not with the kick,
okay?
but you can do it into a kick. Yeah, but you have to just cancel any normal and kick to a special move. And then if you get into his offense, so if you want to block low for me,
Yep.
so this is +5 on block, and it leaves the orb behind me. So this was always +5, but they sped up the gap. You can still reflect, but you still have to guess if I'm going to hold orb to beat reflect. And now there's an option select for it too, to avoid like having to play the mind game of guessing if they're going to reflect or not.
Whoa.
But a few new block screens, this actually jails now, so he actually never could do this. It was like a really big 2Hable gap.
Yeah.
So now, for instance, like the mix-up is better. So if I do,
Dude, that's
I can
solid.
get, like same side, and then I can also, assuming if we set it up again, like I can do cross-up. Oops, I don't have good. Oops, I didn't fast fall, but you can do cross-up low as well. So like that just adds like to the mix-up. This now, you're able to fall with a button. You never could fall with a button here. So you'd always have to just do that and then commit to being minus on block, but now you can actually cancel that into a button. So in an instance where you call an assist, like you have the option to like keep offense going. So that's like another big winner for him. In the corner with EX orbs, I consider this like one of the more pros, because most characters can do an option. So like if they do air dash L and hold down and press 2L, and if the jab hits, you get the double L in the air. It's like 2 overheads, and if it whiffs, you get empty low. So for instance, you can do this.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Like really,
yeah.
Yep,
So
really
like
hard to see.
Like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I used to do that with Gohan. I would do dash medium light, and against anyone who was crouching, the medium would whiff, and then the light would come out and it would be a low, and it's always caught people. But yeah.
Like that's one of the like that's pretty sick that you can do that now. And then you can just go straight into 2L, and then like if they mash, they get hit by the orb, and it's like a super easy confirm. And then if they block, the orb actually falls on them, and if the orb falls manually, he's like around plus 15. So that's like really good offense, like he has in the corner. Also super dash in the air for me.
Yeah.
Or like I'm going to be in the air, but just super dash.
Okay. You want me to like neutral super dash or just super dash from full screen?
Just super dash full screen.
Okay.
Oops. I tried to jab. It's online, but you can jab super dash is with his JM. So that's like a really good button he has for jab and super dash. But I was like, that also helps in the air as well.
I would think the M would be too slow.
It's not as fast as his L, but the hitbox is better.
Yeah. So I guess the
like
range
more so
matters.
Yep. He has a 6-frame jab now. But this used to be 7 for about half the season, so now he has a 6-frame jab.
Yeah, there's no reason why that should be 7.
Which is exactly. And they kind of buffed the range on it, but if you notice, it's still like not that great. But it's 6 frames now, so he doesn't have to play the mind game off of 6M anymore. So like that makes it like a lot better. Cons or like reasons people stray away. First thing would be like the super dash thing to the orbs, but I think in due time, if people give them another try with like the changes, like they're going to stray away from worrying about like super dash. Another thing is his normals. So in situations where he normally should win, he loses just due to like lack of range. So for instance, if we both were like, so if you want to tag in like do like Yamcha. Yep. And in a situation where we both did 6M,
yeah.
In some cases, I'm out of range. I would lose the counter poke war there, just due to like me not being in range. So if I do 6M, it has to be set up specifically to where I'm in range, which makes it easier to react to. So that would be like one of his downfalls.
Yeah.
And then hold jump for me. So if they jump his 2M, he's super minus, and then I think it should keep going or have less recovery, but you can actually just punish me while landing.
Yeah, it's very whiff punishable.
Okay, yeah.
Has a long recovery.
So that would be, too much recovery. So knowing when to use that would help, but that's one of his, one of the cons. Also, so do like a stagger into a cross up.
Yeah, sure.
Or show like his 2H, or do like an air dash, like
okay,
like an air dash, and so just 2H. He goes back, so it's hard to any air cross up. So you have to try to make a read on like a jump, which is more risky than just reacting with 2H because there's a grounded normal. Like if they don't do the cross up and you jump and they continue, then you get frame trap. So that's like another con, like having to guess cross up with him. You gotta actually do it air to air rather than having that like ability to do 2H. So that also makes it bad. And then in block swings, you can't 2H. Some characters can like 2H and stay safe. He has to do 5H, and then after 5H, he has a few options now. You can do that. This used to not gel.
This 5H pushes him really far away.
Yep, it does. And it's actually safe for like that. So
retreating?
Super dash after 5H.
Yeah.
You can. Oops. That was bad.
I don't want to kill you.
Yep.
You want an X Factor? Yeah.
Just spot that. Yep. So that's one of like the new having less recovery on this and being able to cancel Key Blast and 2H is really good. His Key Blast overall is pretty good, I would say. Better than most Key Blasts. You can like rapid fire them, or you can just. I feel like that's pretty good too. You can cancel Key Blast into DP. But like similar to like Vegeta SSJ, where he just throws Key Blast and then DPs if you super dash. That's another cool thing about him. His damage, I would say overall, is really good. Like especially in the corner. He actually gets more damage than Sail does.
Okay.
His loops.
Here, show me.
That's a bonus. So let's see if we can do like one of the new loops.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
That's like really good damage. And this is the small character route. On medium-sized characters, you can actually extend it a little bit more. So that's like one of the pros. Like he gets that new loop because they made this faster. But this used to start up slower. So this starting up faster allow him to land faster and like be able to air dash and like keep them juggled. So that's like a really cool thing about him now too. So he has new routes, so his damage is better than before.
So do you think people just like didn't care about his buffs and was like, I'm not gonna give him another chance because he's garbage? Or do you think people actually looked at his new tools and said, you know what, I'm still not gonna play this man?
So yeah, if you strayed away from him early on, then it's kind of harder to like go back to the character and not really understand how the changes can like benefit him, you know?
Yeah.
Like for instance, like Videl, like let's say they gave her like these like insane buffs, like only you would really know. But,
yeah.
Like Videl players would kind of know how that's going to make her better. Me personally, I would look at the buffs and like be like, okay, like that wouldn't make me want to play her, even though I do want to play her because I have my own reasons why I don't. But for someone like you would be like, oh wow, like this is sick. Like I understand how she's going to benefit from it. As to me, I wouldn't really get it. So,
yeah.
I think it's one of those things. So once I do get the guide out there that kind of has like the practical information in it, it'll be a little bit more better. Like he gets like solo snaps as well. And I think pretty much any character that can like solo Dragon Rush like is really good. He didn't gel with there, but and then his snap mix-up is also not bad either. Like,
oh damn,
that's like really good. Yeah, so he has like a cool left right. His TODs are really easy to land and really easy to set up. His mind games on block. This is -2. So I can play this mind game and delay H if I think they're going to reflect. If they don't, this is safe. I can air dash from that and keep pressure going. So his offense is like really good.
So if you had to place him in a tier, like as a Beerus player, where would you place him?
I would probably put him like A-.
So
like right outside of.
Not as strong as like Yamcha or who else is A tier? Cell. So he's probably on the same level as like Goku Black. Like that tier.
I would say he's a little bit better than Goku Black. He's like right outside of A+, only because his assist. So that would be the only fault.
Yeah. His assist.
It doesn't really help like that many characters outside of like combo extensions. You know, like far as block strings, it doesn't really help that much. Depending on who the character is, but some characters actually can benefit from his assist though. So more so just not being able to like, or knowing how to use his assist, because his assist is two ways to use it, because it's a kick and then it's an orb. So you can make the orb, you can make the kick with and just get the orb, and then in some cases you can make the kick hit depending on what you're going for. If you're going for like a combo, you want to make the kick with to get the orb to extend. If you're going for pressure, you want to make the kick hit, and it allows you to like gel. And so you can set up mix-ups off of his assist, but it's more so just knowing how to use it. So you want to have the kick there because they can't reflect the orb if the kick hits. So in some cases, some characters can utilize the kick.
I thought anytime Beerus called his assist, you could. I thought anytime you called Beerus assist, you could reflect. Am I wrong?
Nope. Not if the kick hits. You actually can't. So you can actually start mash and reflect. And let me see if I can gel it. It works on all characters. I'm like right outside of range.
Yeah, I think I didn't get it that time. That's solid. That's like one of the main reasons why I wouldn't play that character.
Yeah, that's like a lot of people's like reasoning, but he sets up like cool combos depending on what you want to do. Like I'll show like a side switch combo here.
Yeah.
So like helps if you're like in the corner. So like the assist actually comes in handy. It's just more so about knowing how to like really use the assist. But yeah, it's a really good assist.
So if you think, do you think if they gave him a better second assist or buff to that assist, like he would be A+ tier? Is that like his biggest weakness?
I think his biggest weakness right now would just be his normals. I think that'll be the only thing. Just buff his normals. And like I think he would instantly rise. Like he has a hard time crossing you up just because the angle of how this hits. So you have to specifically set that up.
I get you.
Yeah. So it's hard to like actually do a cross up.
A little bit better of a hitbox on this.
Yeah. Yep, allowing it to cross up, that would kind of make that would make him rise. They made this faster, so this is really good. 5M, this is 11 frames. This is 6 frames now, and he can do 4L. So if we were to clash, I can win the clash. If I tend to lose, I just cancel in a DP. So
okay.
Outside of his normals, I think that's his only weakness at the moment. Is his normals. Like his set play is really good. Mix-ups are really good. Damage is really good. All his block streams are safe.
His neutral?
DP, that's principle. His neutral is actually not bad. Depending on like, you need a neutral assist, but that's like most characters in this game. I think if you just take any character and put them by themselves, like they'll probably not be as great. Even like Bardock, like solo Bardock, you wouldn't be scared of a solo Bardock.
Yeah.
But any character with assist, like this move is really good for getting in.
What was that? 2H?
And this is an underrated move. Yep,
oh,
that's
yeah.
his with 2H. But I'll show you a really underrated move that was buffed this patch. So if you want to go full screen, so this guy right here, 214H, like that's a really underrated move. So I can do that from anywhere and call assist. So I don't think Beerus players really use that move much, but it helps with getting in versus characters like his bad matchups, as far as like Gimme, like Gotenks, Kid Buu, like this just helps.
How are you doing
That's
that?
really good. So you have to be on the ground to do it.
Oh.
Yep, and you just do 2-1-4-H.
Wow, does that always track?
It didn't go that far. So that was one of the buffs they gave him in the last patch, or 2 patches ago.
How's his stagger
that
game?
Never went that far. His stagger game is actually good. He can do. I usually do this. This is like what I go into, because I'm just -2 here.
What is that?
So that's 2S. That's the orb that just kind of travels on its own.
I didn't even know he had that.
Yeah, his Oki is actually like Piccolo's. So like if his Oki is like Piccolo as far as like using the orb.
Calling an orb,
you just literally do knockdown.
2S. Dude, that's solid.
It's similar to Piccolo orb.
Has he always had 2S? I don't remember that move.
He's always had it, but most people were using
that's what I've always seen.
Which I never really agreed to. Just because you can up deck super dash that setup. But he always had the 2S option, so that always like made him like his Oki really good. So that's a really good option. Then you have a few ways to catch techs. So this is a safe jump versus all techs here. Oops.
Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't get air dash. So that right there catches all techs, and if they get hit, you get a JL confirm. If they are a big character, you get a fuzzy from that setup. So that's really good. Now I'll show you some new cool stuff and ways to use this. So he can, if you kick the top orb, he keeps momentum now. So for instance, if I do,
I think it auto blocked.
Yeah, I timed it a little bit late, so I'll show you.
Oh yeah, that time it crossed.
You got that option. And then I'll show you a new mix-up that I do, just to kind of like show how good his offense is.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Can do falling low. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you
land
could.
back on the same side. So like that's like, oh no.
Is that low jail?
That, the low actually jails. Yep. I'm gonna post a video on it soon too, but the low jails and the overhead jails.
Dude, I would never do another mix-up. That's super solid. That's a true 50-50.
Yep. So it's like that. That's really good. Something that he has. Yeah, he's really cool, man. I wish more people like give him a try. But I'm gonna try to like post more practical stuff with him so people can kind of like use him more. Get a better understanding of it.
Yeah, let's recap real fast. The best pros about Beerus.
Best pros would be his block strings, mix-ups, damage, and then his DP, which is probably the best DP in the game.
Yeah.
With like the
especially after they buffed it to beat Super Dash.
Yep. Now it starts up frame 1. So it used to didn't start up frame 1. It started up frame 4. So it would lose to Super Dash essentially.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the more cons he had. Yep. So pros is more so his offense is really good. His 236 HS is +5 on block. I would say being able to jab Super Dash with JM, the hitbox in the air. But then that would also be a con as far as like the cross-up option. Like you don't really get this cross-up option. But you do get some cool... Oh, I actually messed it up. But something I've been doing recently.
Yep.
Couldn't get it, but you do air dash, and then like they fall into the orb. It's like harder to set up on small characters, but yeah, offense would be one of his cons. His damage, mix-ups, DP. This here is really good too.
So
just being able to.
I feel like before I ask you about the cons, to recap real fast, I feel like they intended this character to be a trap character, and I feel like they kind of fell off the mark. I feel like when they designed this character, they wanted you to like put out orbs and like get around the screen and just control the whole screen with orbs, you know?
Yep.
And maybe he can do that, but I've never seen any Beerus players like that. Looks dirty. You think the devs got what they intended with this character?
Not so much. I believe they had an idea, and then it could have got really scary.
Yeah.
And then they kind of, I think they know they can break this character, so they don't really. I think they're giving him small changes like once at a time. You know, every patch he gets something small, which helps. But I think they know they could break like this character. You know, like I know they considered giving this beam property or not being able to super dash through it, and I think as time played out, like it just makes sense to not give him that. You wouldn't be able to touch him. If I just did this, you would have no way to get him.
Yeah, it'd be super good.
No, I think they know what they're doing with them. It's just like really slow.
But yeah, let's recap the cons. Go ahead.
The cons would be his normals, like I mentioned. So like the range, like this here.
Yeah.
He doesn't advance. He literally stays in place. So in some situations where he should win the trade, he actually loses just due to his normals. 2M is really good. Now hold up really quick.
Yeah.
I'm like super minus there. So normals would be a con. His 2H would also be a con because you can't react. If you react to a cross up like button with 2H, it whiffs.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Cool deal.
Yeah, those would be a con. Outside of that, I think he's pretty solid. I think his block streams are really good. Mix-ups, offense is great. Damage is great. Assist is decent too, but more so normals would be his con.
Hey, did you like the video? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Twitch and Twitter at ZeroMayCry81. Deuce.